Good morning, dear students. This is Professor R. Agrawal. Are you able to see my screen? Please, anyone reply.
Hello, sir. We are able to see your screen, but your voice is still a little bit low. Will you please
Okay,
speak
now it is
louder?
fine.
Yes, it is fine. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, continuing with the previous topic of data structure, which we have discussed up till now, we have discussed what is data, what is data type, what is abstract data type, what are the classification of data structures, what are the various operations that are performed on data structure, what is an algorithm, how to measure the efficiency of an algorithm. These are the topics which we have discussed up till now. Moving forward, again, when we are discussing about the topic algorithm, we have previously calculated, we have previously seen, see what is this efficiency of an algorithm. We have seen these three cases: worst case, best case, and average case. So moving forward in this direction, again, time complexity of the algorithm is nothing but it is the amount of time that an algorithm requires to execute. Now algorithm requires to execute in the sense this algorithm will be coded into program in some form. Okay, this algorithm will be coded into some program in some form. Okay, and that program, when we execute, it requires certain amount of time in order to complete its execution. That is being measured in terms of three parameters. First one is the big O notation, second one is the omega notation, and third one is the theta notation. So what is big O notation? The first one which you are seeing, the O, that is called as the big O notation or O notation simply. Here it is nothing but it is a set of function that grow slower than or at the same rate as that of an expression. Suppose if I give an expression that we want to calculate the square of any number, then how it will work? First it will take the value of n, then it will multiply by n, means there has to be first round, you will in first round you will get the value of n as input, in the second round you will multiply the value of n with itself, so that in the third round you will get the square of n. Okay, so this is how this algorithm will work step by step. It will work slowly, gradually, linearly, step by step. It indicates that the maximum required by an algorithm time for all the input values. Okay, based on certain input, it will process those input, and then it will produce an output for you. And during this process, from taking an execution, compiling the program, taking an input from the user, execution of that particular input, and producing of the output, this is the execution time which is required by the system for evaluating any of your program. Okay, so this is what is called as the time complexity, means the total number of time available required, the total number of memory required, the total number of space required by the program to perform execution. Okay, so this is called as the resources or the computing resources which are used by this algorithm or the program to perform any execution on a given task. In the second one, omega notation, it is nothing but it is again a set of functions that grows somewhat faster than or that as the same rate of an expression. Remember, big O notation is used, it is used for longer calculation. Suppose n square is very much longer calculation as compared to getting a value of n. Okay, so it will be gradually somewhat slower, this will be somewhat faster. And the theta expression, it consists of all functions that lie in between both expression, o big O notation and omega notation. Okay, what is this? Just remember these three cases: best case efficiency, worst case efficiency, and the average case efficiency. So based on this, we are calculating this time complexity based on big O notation, omega notation, and the theta notation. Okay, do you have any doubt in this? If you have, you can ask me. Okay, wherever you think you have any doubt, you can just stop me and you can ask your doubt and clear that. Okay, The next thing is the time and space complexity. Time complexity in the sense the amount of time which is required. See, if you definitely consider one scenario that if you give a large number of inputs, suppose if you want to calculate the thousand numbers, if you have to process thousand number, and if you have to process 10 numbers, the amount of time required to process 10 numbers will be low as compared to amount of time required for processing thousand number. Okay, so complexity of the algorithm is a function of the size of input of a given problem instance, which determine how much running time memory space is needed by this algorithm in order to run to the completion. See, the amount of time, space, resources that are being required for any program to complete an execution will come in this category. What are the computing resources is definitely your time, your space, your memory, and the input and the output which you will give into the system to get a particular output. So what are these? These are nothing but these are the computing resources, and based on these resources, you will calculate the time and space complexity for your for your program. See, the efficient algorithm will be coded in your program. Not all algorithms are coded in program. Okay, the best and the efficient one algorithm will be coded in the program. See, imagine just if we try to uh, develop program for all algorithm, what will happen? If the algorithm is not efficient, then also if we try to code, what will happen? It will just waste the user time, and it will just keep on wasting the computer memory, which is not very accepted. Okay, so in order to avoid that, what we do, we just first check which algorithm is the efficient one, which algorithm will work as per our satisfaction, which algorithm will give us good result. So the algorithm which will come into this category, or it will satisfy all the needs, has a well equipped algorithm, only that algorithm can be coded in a program. Okay, and remember, time complexity is nothing but it is the amount of time it reads to complete the execution or run a program and completes its execution or the given task. Space complexity is nothing but is the amount of space it required in order to run. Now, amount of space means what? The memory which will be allocated during compile time and run time. Suppose if you are performing some, giving some input and output, some variables are being utilized by that amount. The variables will hold some value, some space in memory. So what are these space complexities? Nothing but the amount of space which is required by these variables, values, input, output, and the entire space required by the program to complete its execution. Okay, so this is the space complexity. Remember that the lower the time complexity, the efficient is your program. The lower the space complexity, the program is very much efficient. But but if you are utilizing more time, more space, then that program cannot be called as an efficient program. Okay, that algorithm cannot be called as an efficient algorithm, because someone might develop an algorithm which will use lesser amount of time for the same problem. Someone may develop an algorithm which will require less space in order to solve that problem. Okay, so time complexity and space complexity plays a various and a major role as far as the efficiency of algorithms are to be considered. Okay, next step, what are the characteristics of an algorithm? You can also say that what are the properties of a good algorithm? Okay, what are the properties of the good algorithm? Already we have discussed that algorithm should be finite, it should be clear, it should be easy to understand, it should be understand by every user who reads it. It's not the case just the person who is designing or developing the algorithm, only that person should be able to read that algorithm or access that algorithm. It should not be the case. So every algorithm should have these following characteristics which is in front of you. I request everyone to take a screenshot of this screen so that it will be helpful for you in the preparation of your study. Okay. Yes, please confirm anyone who has taken the screenshot. Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So what are the various characteristics? That first, it should be input. There should be definitely some input. Whenever you are expecting your system to produce some output, definitely we have to give some input. If the input which is given to the system is not clear, definitely you won't get an output which is as per your requirement. The system may give you some garbage values, or it might end up something in indefinite loop or something, or it may some print some any garbage value or any value which is not expected. Okay, in order to get a perfect output, you should be able to give a perfect input to the system. Okay, output which is obtained from the system can be a single output, it can be a set of values, it can be a group of values, depending on what is the problem. Suppose if I tell you to calculate a 5 factorial, then the value will be a single value. And what will be that? 5 factorial equals to 120. So you will get 120 as your answer. Okay, but at the same time, if I tell you to display the contents of an array, and that array contains 100 elements, then what output you will get? You will get a list of array displaying 100 elements. Okay, so output may be one digit, one value, or a group of value, or set of values, depending on which type of problem is being given to the system. Definiteness: every step of algorithm should be clear, well defined, and easily understood. That is the meaning of definiteness. Finite means it should not just keep on continuing, writing. It should be limited. It should be in some finite number of steps. See, nobody loves reading contents, nobody loves reading long paragraphs. Everyone is interested that whatever is the concern, it should be short, clear, and easy, precise. Then it is easy. If I tell you to read continue paragraph in an algorithm, you won't do that. I know that, because nobody loves to read paragraph, and that too of an algorithm. Okay, so algorithm should be finite, it should be in limited number of steps, it should be very much clear. It should be unambiguous, means the same set of statements should not be repeated again and again. Okay, so that is meaning of unambiguous. Suppose if I write print, then again I should not write on the next slide. Suppose in the third step I am writing print area of circle, then again I should not write on the fourth line again print area of circle. Already it is done in step number 3. So it should not be unambiguous, it should be clear. Whatever is the objective of our problem, that objective has to be fulfilled. It should be feasible. Feasible in the sense, whatever the available amount of resources we have, we should be able to develop algorithm that is matching the expected available resources with us. Okay, so that is feasibility study. And once you try to develop, when you try to begin your coding, you will understand what is this feasible system is. Okay, so it is a part of practice, it won't be understood in the first step itself, but once you just keep on coding, developing code, developing sample program, simple objective program, you will come to know what is your feasibility study. Okay, next thing is, an algorithm should have some step by step direction, which should be independent of any programming code. Okay, algorithm is user defined steps. Algorithm should be written in user defined steps. Okay, it should not be independent of any programming. It should not add some programming steps. Suppose if you are writing any task, then it should not be dependent on any programming language. It should be programming languages independent. Okay, it should not be the case that if you are writing an algorithm, it is for C language, then you have to write C code, such as int, character, float, or any of the construct which is being used in the C language. You should not include any of the programming code in your algorithm. algorithm has to be written in your own language. Okay, in your own language. On your own language in the sense in English language, of course, but in your own terms, whatever you understand the problem, you have to write a solution for that in your own words. Okay, I hope these are the various characteristics of an algorithm. So just keep on remembering this. It should be input, output, definiteness, finiteness, correctness, unambiguous, feasibility, independent, and most important is that it should be an efficient algorithm. Okay, efficiency should be a major parameter whenever you are studying about the characteristics of an algorithm. Okay, any doubt here? Yes, any doubt? Please reply, any one of you. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, now the important topic of unit number 1, and that is what is computer program. What is a program? See, generally people, students mistake here whenever they are talking about computer program. They told there's someone might feel that it is very difficult. I told you previously also, computer programming is a very efficient way of solving whatever the task we have. As a role of a software developer or a software engineer, you have to definitely develop a capability of developing computer program for the given set of problems. See, what the industry is expecting from you individuals today is that whatever is the problem which are currently there in the industry, in the real world, in the social world, or in the technical world, they want you to solve that problem with the help of any programming knowledge you have. Either it can be C, either it can be C++, Java, Python, or any language. Okay, so whatever is the problem given to you, you should be able to develop code for that. Code is nothing but your program. Programming is nothing but it is a set of code or set of instructions that help a developer to perform certain tasks. After performing that task, definitely the system will ask a user to give input. Once an input is given, the system will calculate some output and it will be executing that input and output. Once an output matches the expectation of the user, then that code is called as a successful program, or that code is called as a successful code, or that program is called as a successful program. But if the output is not matching as per the expectation of the user, then definitely there is some mistake in the program which has to be rectified. So remember that all these steps before programming has to be rectified by using a piece of paper and a pen. And what is that? That is nothing but your algorithm. So you should have a clear and efficient algorithm in hand before developing any programming code. So before writing a computer program, a user must know these things. Objective of the program, definitely क्या करना है ये हमें पता होना चाहिए. Definitely objective should be very much known and it should be easy to understand कि हमें ये करना है. आइडिया क्लियर होगा तभी आप कोड कर पाओगे. If the idea is not clear, definitely you won't be able to code how much expert you are. So understanding what is the problem is very essential. Then what is the requirements, what input you will require, how much memory will required, how much time, how much space will be required for that. Third one, develop an algorithm. Here I just want to add one word in this: develop an efficient algorithm. Not only algorithm, because algorithm can be developed by a number of users. What we want is efficient algorithm. Means that algorithm, once it is coded in a program, it should occupy less amount of time, less amount of memory. Then that program will be called as an efficient program. So algorithm which you are designing should be an efficient algorithm. Okay, so definitely these three things have to be understood by the user before coding. What a student commit mistake as, he doesn't understand the problem, he doesn't calculate the requirement, he doesn't write any algorithm, he directly go to code, he just skips these steps. तो अगर आप ये तीन स्टेप्स को फॉलो नहीं करोगे और आप डायरेक्टली कोड के लिए जाओगे, डेफिनेटली एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम you will feel that coding is difficult. But follow me and my words that once you go, once you follow this step by step procedure, definitely I assure you that you will find programming as very interesting, and you will start developing programming on your own. You will definitely start finding objective, finding identification of the problem requirement, computing requirement analysis. You will start writing algorithm, and definitely once an algorithm is represented in words, we can write, definitely draw flowchart. Why we draw flowchart? To understand the flow of execution, because algorithm you are writing it theoretically, in flowchart you are representing that same theoretical implementation in a diagrammatic way, in a way which will give you some clear understanding how the process will work, how the execution will take place. And after this, definitely you have to write a program, whatever is the program. After writing the piece of program, you have to check whether if program is having any error, syntactical error or something like that. If there is no such error, then definitely you can give proper input and get the required output. Okay, so this is how a computer program has to be created. There are certain steps which has to be followed before computing any of the computer program. Okay, did you understand this? Yes, do you understand this? Anyone please reply.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. See, selection of particular programming languages depend on many factors. There are many factors. See, previously people used to work on C language. Then there were generations working on object-oriented, partial object-oriented C++ language. Then people started working on Java. Now people are working on Python, .NET. Many languages are there. So selection of particular programming language is dependent on the user itself. आप किस प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज में कंफर्टेबल हो, that depends on you itself. Which programming language is easy for you to develop a piece of code? Which programming language you find it interesting? Okay, so whatever is the thing which you find it interesting in coding or something like that, at that point of time you definitely have to understand that these are the various situations which I can do in coding. And by understanding the problem, you will try to identify the computing resources that will be required by that problem. And once that is clearly known, then you will start then you will start then you will start writing code for that problem. Okay, so what I am telling you is, once you understand your capability कि हाँ सर मैं जावा प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज से बहुत अच्छा familiar हूँ, I can write program in Java, sir I can write programming C++, sir I can write program in Python. At that point of time, that self confidence which you develop, sir I am comfortable with Java, that confidence will help you to select any programming language and develop a code and produce the equivalent output. See, what industry need from you is, they don't want you to be a pro any dependent on any either one language. They want just, they will give you a task and they will tell you just complete this task and give me the output. Okay, just complete this task and give me the output. That is what is required from the industry now. Okay, and definitely what are the several parameters: targeted platform, project, solution requirement, influence of some technical partners with the organization, competency of competency of available resources and learning curve, the performance, and the support from the community. Support from the community in the sense, is it open source? If you are unable to code, are there some libraries open available on the programming language itself, portal itself, so that it may help you? Is there any update for that language? If that update is available, is it ready for download at a free of cost, or something like that? Support from the community. Okay, so main thing in this slide is that it is only dependent on the user in which language he is comfortable working with. Okay, so next thing we shall see this in the next lecture. Computer programming languages we will discuss in next lecture. So till now, if you have any doubt, you can just ask me. Okay.